I want to see pretty
Yeah.
people on social media. I don't want to listen to ugly people.
That's such a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a Cleo Wade poem. Welcome to Keep It, Cricket Media's show about pop culture and politics and what happens when they smack into each other at an alarming speed. I'm your host, Ira Madison III, a television writer and Fall Out Boy fan.
I'm Louis Vertel. I'm a TV writer and Jane Fonda historian.
And I'm Aida Osman. I'm a TV writer and alleged comedian.
Let's get into it. Over the weekend, Oscar nominee and former Keep It guest and the Joker himself, Lakeith Stanfield, had to apologize for moderating a chat room that took a turn for the anti-Semitic. Oprah, Malcolm Gladwell, MC Hammer, Ashton Kutcher, Scooter Braun, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, Jared Leto, and Drake have all flocked to the platform recently to connect with fans. So, what is Clubhouse? And why does Silicon Valley care? And more importantly, why do so many Black startup entrepreneurs that I know care and are constantly inviting me to their talks?
Yeah, why? First of all, I'm so sick of ignoring Clubhouse notifications. And goodness gracious, who has that much to talk about as we literally host a podcast? Who has that much conversation to have? Clubhouse is where waning Black celebrities trying to recreate their careers. It is a place where people have moan rooms where they decide to give out awards for who has the best moan. It's a scholastic.
No, wait, you need to stop right there.
Okay.
Moan rooms need to be explained once
rooms.
more to me, because I had to start, and I'm sitting here wizened with my cane as she explains these things to me. But a moan room is a real thing, and it's about recreating orgasms for other people who, in a pose on FX-like way, judge the moans and give you scores.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly right. And weirdly enough, because we were just about to talk about it, the first time I heard very questionable news about Clubhouse, it was when Lakeith was participating in a moan room on Clubhouse. You'd think he would just get off the app at this point, but no.
Wait, as in he was one of the moaners himself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Oscar nominee, Lakeith Stanfield. Yes.
First of all, I've trained you to talk like me at certain situations now. I was about to say Oscar nominee Lakeith Stanfield. And
Yes.
wow.
Questionable app. I see you're on it.
I am on it, but I joined when it first launched. So it's basically like this exclusive app, sort of like Raya, which we were talking about last week. But it's a place where you can sort of be in rooms and you chat via voice instead of typing. I first signed up for it because I was invited through a friend, and it was still the part of the pandemic where something like this was fun, where like you're sitting at home and you're not doing anything, so it makes sense that you would be on an app having conversations. I do not have any interest in sitting at home having conversations on an app with random strangers. I already do it with you too.
Right. And it's emotionally draining and painful, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but some people love doing it with strangers, and they love getting into arguments with strangers, just like they do in Twitter threads. But you're doing it with voice now. And a lot of people, I was joking about Black entrepreneurs, but not really, just because the people that Black or white, the people who are very much the I should be a person who gives self-help, or they have sort of a job in PR or marketing or banking, and they have sort of taken it upon themselves to be sort of like a guru who can shell out advice to people. Is basically everyone who wishes that they had a TED Talk. They can schedule a Clubhouse sort of room, and then they have conversations with people. So it's like you're going to a seminar or a meeting, but from your own home. Yes. Unfortunately, I don't really know the vetting process where some of these people don't know their qualifications.
Oh, you have to
a lot
just
of people
be able
are
to
in
speak.
there.
If you can speak,
and a lot of people are in there talking about the TV industry and stuff. And I'm like, where do you work?
And we don't know you. And girl, we never heard of you. The thing is, also, to what you're saying, Ira, like this was when I joined, it was a really cool place for me and my friends that had all been scattered around the United States to come together and talk during the pandemic. It's really difficult to talk to strangers on there because, like, yeah, anyone can speak, anyone can do whatever. We were hosting like DJ sets or sharing beats with each other or doing freestyle challenges. I'm sure nobody will be surprised all the many ways I can rhyme words with coochie. Moving on. But yeah, it was fun.
I would love you to hit us with the Gucci.
Coochie, Gucci, Poochie. Sometimes you can like mix it. Like you could be like, I got on Versucci, and you know what I'm talking about.
We're not shocked because aside our very own TV star / rapper Aida.
Oh,
Congrats
goodness.
on that, by the way.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you.
We should talk about that. Aida is the lead of a television series in which she originally intended, I believe, just to write for.
Yeah. Produced by Issa Rae and the City Girls, so she knows I'm going to be on set.
Y'all are coming to Miami.
Looking for Carisha, okay? Keep it live from Miami.
For like months. Lewis, oh, I can't wait to get Lewis drunk on a yacht someday.
Oh my God. Can't you just picture me with my cufflinks? I'm so excited. Yeah.
Listen, Keep It will end up a true crime investigation podcast once we all turn into coke dealers.
Yeah.
Gotta make this money
people.
somehow.
Lewis and his dreadlocks just wandering Broward County. Oh, no.
Oh, please, God, no.
Well, does anyone remember when I had an unfounded level of knowledge about NFTs?
Sure, right.
Girl, that was me regurgitating Clubhouse information. There are a couple uses to Clubhouse, especially when it comes to like technological advances. It's loved in the Silicon Valley world because it was created in that world, first of all, as for every app, Aida. But it's really widely popularized there. And secondly, because it has been the place to go for like NFT launch parties, NFT trading parties, and for just like dissemination of information about NFTs. So Homegirl got some uses, just one.
So my question about Clubhouse is, though you're saying it's like a seminar, so you show up to listen to one person, but it's still a conversation overall.
Sometimes it's more than one person too,
Yeah.
having conversations. Like multiple people can host a room.
Got it.
And then there's multiple speakers. Some people can chime in, and some people just remain silent. My problem with it, too, is that much like all of social media, it recreates some of the worst aspects of humanity,
Sure.
particularly men. And so many of the rooms that I've been in sort of have, like, men talking over women or being like, come on, you know, like... Let the sister speak, you know? Let the sister speak, you know? Or people saying misogynistic shit. And then, of course, this room that got news this past weekend, a room that turned, like, hella anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. Because, of course, people tweet garbage shit. And now they're just going to, like, say garbage shit in Clubhouse. But what's wilder to me is that Clubhouse, we know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
So it's creating sort of the, like, I think people have gotten so emboldened on Twitter. Now they're in a space where it's like, they're not even talking through like numbers or fake avatars, right? They're just spouting wild shit where you can see their face and name.
Aida was talking earlier about how, so Lakeith is hosting this room. Do you think he then didn't anticipate any of these comments would occur, or he was sort of anticipated? Like, how culpable is he?
Well, there's a particular choreography to joining a Clubhouse room. So essentially, what's going on is Lakeith was made moderator the moment he entered the room, because that's what happens with celebrities. You just get positions of power, and of course, this power is just getting to be floated to the top of the chat room. But it's enough to make it look like you are heading it up and you're facilitating the conversation. To me, Lakeith has a small amount of culpability. I think at a certain point, the fact that we recognize you were in a anti-Semitic room means you should have left when the anti-Semitic comments started. There shouldn't have been any like conflation of the situation, but it's not like Lakeith said anything anti-Semitic. Other people in the room said he didn't say anything anti-Semitic, and it was just that he was there. And then there's also the weird crossover of the Farrakhan world and anti-Semitism, and it was a Farrakhan room.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, Louis Farrakhan is the worst. So there we go.
But the thing about Clubhouse that's really keeping it going is the fact that it's like staying invite only. Like its usage has gone down, but now they've gone to Android and they're still doing the invite only thing because they need the allure of FOMO. right? It needs to be like some people still can't get in.
Oh, interesting. So there's a Raya aspect to this.
Yeah. You still have to be invited.
And to our listeners, I just want to reiterate, between last week's Riot Talk and today's Clubhouse Talk, you guys are missing absolutely nothing. It is a hellscape in both apps. You don't want to be there. But also, if you want to check Clubhouse out, I think I have like 6 or 7 invites. So DM me.
I've probably got so many invites. Come on.
You're saying some people in a Clubhouse are just there to listen, like literally not there to talk, right?
Yeah.
I just want to
majority.
say, yeah, okay, great. So people have such a high tolerance for listening to other people, even like on podcasts. I'm surprised the human race, which is so, we're so attention deficit these days, but people really can, in a multitask kind of way, listen to 100 voices at once, or just keep listening to people talking. So in a way, I'm proud of humanity for finding an oral way to tolerate others.
Yeah, Shakira taught us that.
Oral Fiación volumes 1, 2, and hopefully 3 through 8 soon.
Yes. But this is also a Twitter thing now too, right? Because have any of you been a part of Twitter Spaces yet?
Yes, just to see. It's the same thing as like Snapchat coming to prominence and then Instagram stories popping up out of nowhere. So Twitter Spaces is the response to Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I will get the notification saying that, somebody I follow, we'll say it's someone in the film Twitter universe, is doing a Twitter space, and then I'm immediately overwhelmed because I don't in that moment, whatever time of day it is, have it in me to have that intense a conversation about Paul Mazursky or Fellini or whomever. So I just feel like people who can readily jump into a space are dangerous. And
shape-shifting psychopaths.
Yeah, correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I would say this as a conversationalist, it's like the three of us, are definitely like people who talk every week, obviously. And, we're definitely people who can hold up a conversation at a party or something, right? Like if someone's talking about a movie, someone's talking about an actor, someone's talking about politics, we can jump in. But the thing that I loved about Twitter, RIP, or any other place of social media that we use, you can sort of join in the conversation whenever you want, right? Like if someone's typing about something, then you can respond later, or just sort of read it, whatever. If you're a part of these Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse thing, like you have to be on for this conversation like immediately. And that sometimes I'm just not vibing with that, especially not if I'm sitting at home.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm sitting at home, like I don't want to be doing this, especially now that we've reached almost the tail end of our lockdowns and restrictions in Los Angeles, right? Because when we start going back to our regular lives, if I'm sitting at home, that means I am sitting at home to relax, not argue with some people's voices in Clubhouse.
It reminds me of what I hate about Zoom, which is you use it thinking, oh, it's going to be an effective way to feel like I'm socializing in a room with people. But in a way, it's almost worse than not socializing at all because it's frustrating and impersonal and a barrage in certain ways. And it feels like Clubhouse is sort of similar. Like, oh, here I am connecting with people. Oh, no, wait, I'm actually just getting 70 radio signals from the entire universe, and they're all hyper punditing at me now.
The culture I found to be really uninviting because the types of people who want to just give speeches to random strangers that interact with them immediately. Oh my God, I'm describing us. It's very concerning in the way that they don't allow people to speak. They like Ira was saying, speak over you. It's difficult to get on stage, which is technically the place where you go where you're allowed to have conversations because not everyone is allowed to speak. Clubhouse is an eerie place. And also what I don't like about Clubhouse is it's still in its it's in its baby phase of coding and look, and there's eerie ways to use the app that the people have created to communicate with one another. Like we can't share photos on the app, so there's this thing called PTRing where you pull to refresh, where you change your actual avatar photo so that you can converse in photos. And there will be games on there, joke games, meme games. That's eerie. Another eerie thing is muting and unmuting yourself to clap. Terrifying when you see it. Like you just see the microphone app go on and off and on and off, and that is clapping.
I do not want to hear clapping. The only clapping I enjoy is watching Vanna clapping as the wheel spins, because we got to hear something.
The only clap I want to hear is a slow one from Gwen Stefani and Saweetie.
Do we like that song?
No, it's garbage.
Yeah.
No.
It's garbage, and I love Saweetie. I actually came up with a very interesting theory that Saweetie, for me, is what Dua Lipa is to most white gays.
Oh.
Because the live performances are it's truly Go Girl Give Us Nothing. But the music and the looks, like, it's all vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I do love watching Dua Lipa count her dance steps, though, because, man, she is still in the, like, week 3 of waltz class in her head.
Can you imagine Dua Lipa in Making the Band 3? Lorianne Gibson would have boom-cacked her ass out the room in the first episode.
Somehow it's endearing, though. Maybe it's just because she's so gorgeous. I don't know.
It is because she's so gorgeous.
And the songs are great, but...
Yes. And you know what? We ain't gonna see Dua Lipa on Clubhouse.
No.
Because she's hot. Because she's hot and gorgeous, right? Like, and Clubhouse does her no favor.
No. Right.
So I think that celebrities will eventually just stick to the Instagrams and the Snapchats they're used to.
That's what let's stick in this space where I can just watch Busy Phillips plank sometimes, and that's that. That's as confrontational as I need. Yeah.
I want to see pretty people on social media. I don't want to listen to ugly people.
That's such a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a Cleo Wade poem.
It was a little Rupi Kaur to me, but all right. Yeah.